best in radio. It's all about what's next. Go to financialsurvivalnetwork.com and sign up for your free weekly newsletter. You'll also get 3 free reports. The Financial Survival Network. It's all about what's next.
And you are listening to the Financial Survival Network. It's Kerry Lutz. And hey, well, gold looks like it's strengthening a bit. Silver, too early to tell. But we've got Barry Stuppler with us of Stuppler and Company. You know him well. He's been through cycle after cycle in precious metals, been dealing precious metals and rare coins for longer than he cares to remember. Barry, how are you?
I'm doing great. I'm feeling older, though. Can I tell you?
I'm sorry. I didn't want to lay it on here. And
it's. Let me tell you, when you get past 50, you stop counting. Let me tell you so.
I know. I stopped already. I know.
Yeah. I'm talking years in the business. I'm not talking age. I'm talking years in the business. But it's always fun. It's always exciting to wake up in the morning and see what's going on in the precious metal and rare coin market. There's always something happening, which keeps you young and excited about the day.
Yeah, well, just a couple of weeks ago, we were looking at gold and silver getting slammed. Gold under $17. I mean, silver under $17. Gold under 1,200. Now, gold today is hitting 1,250. Silver hitting close to 1,750, and who would have thought?
Well, if you actually look at the day, October 6th was the Monday. Gold got down to 1183, and silver got down to 1666. And at the time, everybody was saying, "Oh my God!" I mean, the Goldman Sachs prediction of gold dropping to $1,000 is going to happen. I mean, there was reasonably decent volume. It wasn't great volume. It was reasonably decent. I think it was like 148,000 contracts on the gold market on the CME. But at 1183, all of a sudden some buying appeared, took it back above 1,200 that day. It actually closed at 1,207, and it hasn't seen under 1,200 since. And we're talking October 8th, so we're talking roughly 11 trading days. And it's been gradually moving up. It's had a couple of small corrections, but just gradually moving up. $10 one day, $3 the next. I think October 9th we saw a $19 increase. And then it was off a couple bucks, up a couple bucks, but just gradually moving up. And it's been building a nice little base in here between 1,200 and 1,250. And today we finally got a break above 1,250. It tried 1,250, I think it was the 15th of October. It got right a little above 1,250, but then got hit back, closed at around 1,244. But today we traded above 1,250. We actually reached 1,255, and it looks like we're closing right around 1,251. Now, that's important because I look at 1,250 as being a very important resistance area. When it's trading in that 1,200 to 1,200 trading range, building a base, getting above 1,250 and staying there for at least a couple of days on reasonably decent volume is a very healthy sign for gold. And I think that we're entering the early phases of a major bull market. And the stock market has been, as you know, and I carry, the market's been all over the place the last couple of weeks, and so has the dollar. But gold has just been creeping up, just building a nice little base. I like it. I like what I'm seeing. I'm getting more bullish than I was on Monday, October 6th. And now we're starting to see some decent buying coming into the market, which is respectable. Now, when you look at silver, it had a similar trade back on October 6th. We got down to that 1666 area, and everybody was saying, gee, silver's going to hit $15. It's turned back. It stayed above $17 since that date, but it keeps getting down and testing that $17 range. It got down to 1706 on the 8th of October, got down to 1702 on the 15th of October. It keeps testing it, and you're seeing some resistance there, some support, decent demand. Every time it goes back and tests it, the demand goes up, the trading volume goes up. So it tells you somebody likes it at $17. And today we finally seen silver trade back above 1750, but 1750 isn't the same thing as 1250 on gold. We need to get silver above $18 to start to get some of the professional traders who have been shorting silver on rallies because it's showing a lot more weakness than gold. So they short silver on rallies and they cover on dips. Now, we want to change that sentiment. We'd like to see the professional traders start to buy it on dips and sell into rallies. but that's not been happening recently until we get above $18. So we're in a nice little trading area here, showing good support, building a reasonable amount of demand up, and we're getting focus on the metals. And we talked earlier about the fact that the silver to gold ratio is very close to a high, particularly a high for this year, but maybe not a high over the last 10 years.
Yeah, well, it could just be something happens, or it could be just nothing happens and it just starts going, Yeah,
well, you remember we talked a little bit earlier about the fact that the ratio, gold to silver ratio, is an important thing to follow for investors. It got as high as 80 to 1, 83 to 1, I think you said back in 11.
Mm-hmm.
And or is it, what year was that? In 83 to 1?
Yeah, I think that was, let's see, we got to take a look at that chart again, but I think it was 11 that it hit it. Yeah.
But it also hit 30 to 1 in 11 also. So that's when silver got up to, on April 25th, silver of 11, silver got up to $49.84. Wow, you think about that, $49.84 in 11, and now it's $17.50. Yeah. Wow, what a bargain. We're looking at an incredible bargain. But when it was $49.84 on April 25th of 11, gold was $15.08. That made the silver to gold ratio around 30, a little over 30 to 1. And then later that year, when silver sold off, it got to 80 to 1, 83 to 1. Wow, what volatility. I mean, you talk about waking up and being excited about the day.
Mm-hmm.
When you see volatility like that keeps my blood rolling, boiling.
I know that will keep you young. That'll keep you a young man, Barry, at heart, right?
Yeah, you just watch the markets, and many times they talk to you. They can tell you, where value is, where a good time to get in, get out, because you just got to listen. You got to keep your ears perked, and you got to listen.
Yep, that's for sure.
That's my job. That's my job. We're working with clients who are investors in precious metals as well as rare coins. But obviously, the biggest important issue is timing, getting them in at the right time, getting them out at the right time also. Particularly, can you imagine getting into the gold at 30 to 1 ratio and getting out of it at an 80 to 1 ratio? Man, I'd make a lot of very happy friends. Put it that way.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we're not all that smart, but sometimes you can just get in so cheap that you just forget about it. Like you get into gold at $280 an ounce, and then you just throw it in the vault and forget about it, right?
Well, there are always opportunities. Whether it be gold to silver or platinum to gold. Platinum just recently got to almost this part with gold just recently, and it traditionally trades at a 15 to 20% premium to gold. So sometimes you get an opportunity where there's been times where platinum is traded less than gold. So you get into platinum, you sell the gold, and obviously when the premium goes back up, you sell the platinum, come back into the gold. These are for people that want to get active and trade. Most people that are investors in precious metals want to put it in the safe deposit box, forget that they have it, know it's there in case they need it, and every time their stock market holdings get clobbered, they look, well, gee, I do own gold and silver and platinum or something like that. It gives them a chance to see that they have something of real value put aside. Where the stocks, obviously, we've seen some extreme volatility in the stock market recently. Lost a lot of people have really been shaken by the fact that their mutual fund or their stock holdings has been damaged dramatically, and it's paper profits. It's not real value like precious metals.
Mm-hmm. So, what's the spread right now on the numismatic coins as opposed to regular bullion coins?
Recently, the item that we've been recommending to our clients is the pre-1933 European coins, the Swiss franc, the Swiss Helvetia, the French rooster, the British sovereign. These coins are dated prior to 1933. They have a lot of privacy benefits to them, and the premium has come down on those because of the strength in the dollar versus the euro. Most of the time, these are priced in euros. And since the dollar's been so strong, the premium has actually dropped down to about 10 to 12% over the actual gold content, which is comparable to a brand new gold eagle of the same size. So you're talking about being able to pick up coins that are 1933 and before. So you're talking, 80-year-old coins that are really in uncirculated condition, that have some great benefits in terms of privacy, at roughly the same price as a comparable of brand new gold eagle or gold maple leaf. So that's been our focus for a lot of clients right now who'd like to put away some gold for the long term.
Yeah. Well, So it's at the same price. There's no premium at all for the numismatic premium.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's about 10 to 12%, depending upon quantity and item.
Oh,
but
so
that's the same premium.
Negligible.
Yeah, it's negligible. You have to realize if you wanted to buy a quarter-ounce gold eagle right now, you would pay that.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a modern bullion coin.
Right. Yeah, it's really like nothing. So, yeah. So, makes some sense to really consider it. About the guys that are out there that try to push people into these things and greatly inflated, and it's just crazy what they do. But at times like these, it can make sense to get into them because the spreads are so low.
Yeah, and it's with gold, particularly with gold currently at around $12.50. You're buying at a low price. You're getting a low premium. You're getting a very actively traded item. That's why we were recommending a lot of that. It's a big seller right now to a lot of our collectors and primarily gold investors. The rare coin market's been extremely active this year. It's taken a little slowdown over the last couple of weeks, but the market for high-end $20 gold pieces, high-end Morgan dollars, things like that has always been the primary market for most investors / collectors. Some high-end coins have sold for in excess of $1 million, and there's reasonably good buyers for those. The middle-of-the-road market, the coins that are in the 10 to 50,000, has slowed down a little bit, but the real true rarities are still always sought out. I mean, a collection comes onto the market. There was a $7 million St. Gaudens collection that came on the market, and it had 3 or 4 buyers virtually in the first day.
Really?
So anything that's high-end, that's a rare, legitimate rare items with, if you know what I mean by populations, that have no existing supplies of less than 3 or 4 in that grade or less, and in some cases the finest known coin ever of that year and that mint is all of a sudden very, very much sought, let's put it that way.
Well, we had that treasure trove that the people found in California, right?
Right.
That was like the best one.
That was an interesting item. That was interesting that it came onto the market. It's a great story. Absolutely great story. Buckets buried in the backyard. Coins that haven't been around for literally over 100 years. That's a great. That garners some press, stimulates some interest in coins in general, and that obviously helps. It helps that market.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And and. That was just such a great story. And I wonder how much money they wound up pulling in. Nobody followed up to find out what the coins brought in?
I can find out. The gentleman that was representing that is a friend of mine. When he originally came out with the information and got all the press releases, we talked briefly about it, and he's very well. He knows his coins. He's been around almost as long as me, and we discussed it briefly, and he gave me the general idea of the marketing plan, and particularly the Amazon selling. A lot of the coins were sold on Amazon,
right,
which is the first time Amazon actually ever came into the market. They're trying to open up that particular portal for themselves where they have not been that competitive. They wanted to get into that market, so this gave them an opportunity. So it's done well. At our next call, whatever, I'll try to remember to call him and find out what the gross sales were. I'm sure he'll share it with me.
Yeah, sure. I'd love to know, and I'm sure you'd love to know out there because it was just such a great story.
I mean, there's been a lot of interesting stories. Some of the shipwreck coins that were found on the bottom of the ocean, the SS Central America, the SS Brother Jonathan, the coins that there was a recent ship found off the coast of England just recently. Those are just stories that make the front page, get people aware that there's a rare coin market, that there's people that actually buy and sell gold and silver. So anytime it makes the front page or the business section or the front page of a major newspaper, it just keeps it on the mind of people or potential investors that this is a very viable industry.
Yeah, somebody just was out there with a metal detector, and I think it was in Scotland, and he dug up. He thought it was just a coin or something, nothing great, and it turned out to be something with a cross on it from like the 8th or 9th century, and it turned out to be worth $1 million. You know, it never happens to me. But then again, I don't go out with a metal detector much.
That should help metal detector sales.
Yeah, here it is. It's a great story. A metal detecting enthusiast setting out on an adventure finds a historical jackpot worth $1 million. And he was feeling sick that day. He was with some friends in Dumfriesshire field of Scotland. And, he found a dirty looking spoon. And when he turned it over, he saw it was a saltire type design, a historical symbol in the form of a diagonal cross used in the Spanish flag. And it was a Viking relic. And, it was just an amazing thing that he found. You see the picture of it. It's real museum quality once you clean it off. And, it's spectacular, worth $1 million. And I bet he felt a lot better after he found that for some reason, huh?
Yeah, so the metal detector company.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, it's like.
Whether it be a collectible, whether it be a coin, whether it be a car, a sports memorabilia, whether it be a trading card or a uniform, something. There's a lot of collectors out there that have a passion for this type of jewelry. You have to realize this guy found it, but there's somebody who paid $1 million for it. That person obviously valued it greatly and wanted to own it. And this is the passion I see a lot with collectors that are building gold typesets or rare Morgan dollar sets. To be able to pass it on from one generation to another, something of true value, of rarity. I mean, whether gold or silver continues to go up or just doesn't do anything, a rare coin collection, something that legitimately is scarce, goes up over the years at a lot higher than whatever our CPI or inflation rate is.
Yeah.
And the very wealthy people buy Rembrandts and Picassos and spend hundreds of millions of dollars on that. The people that are in substantially less financial strength would buy high-end numismatic coins or something, and it's something similar to that, so that they could build a set. And the most important thing when I work with a collector is to help him with a strategy, or him or her with a strategy, putting together a collection of value, building something over a period of time that can be part of the family's wealth, and whether it be passed down through generations. That's what the most important thing to me is, because most people that get started find something on QVC or they find something on the internet and they buy one of those and two of these and three of that, and they don't have a collection. They have an accumulation of odds and ends. And when they want to sell it, it's very hard to get any good value because it's not a serious collection. But anybody who develops a strategy early and puts some money in over a period of time, builds something of value. This something, it will remain that value for years, and they pass it on. In some cases, I'm into the third generation of collectors working on a collection where they got it from their grandpa, they got it from their parent, and now are upgrading or moving on to a different series, or upgrading, or increasing the size of the collection. So it's just fun to watch, because I remember there's coins I've sold people, 50 years ago that were $200. Now they're trading actively for $15,000 or $20,000, and they want to buy more. They want to buy more because what other options have they got? Keep it in paper dollars? That doesn't seem to be a good plan.
Yeah, not the way things are going now. Not since 1971. That is for sure. And what are your choices really when you get down to it? And
You want to focus on what we call investables, investment quality collectibles that have proven track records of appreciation over the last 20 to 50 years or greater. That's what you want to focus on. And focusing on those, and many of them are obviously gold and silver, but those are the things that you put away for the grandkids.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you want to leave a legacy. Everyone wants to leave some legacy. No matter what your position in life, you want to let your kids know your grandkids know your great grandkids. I mean, I've got coins. Unfortunately, my mother had them made into earrings, but they were from Russia that my great great grandparents brought over. And, I've got my great grandfather's hunting watch. Not worth a lot, but it's worth something. And, I want my grandkids, my great grandkids, to be able to see something, to know that I was here. And, I think it's just a good thing.
I work with collectors and investors every day, and it's just fun to help them build something of lasting value. It's just that's the fun part of it. That's why I get up in the morning and watch the exciting markets, watch the volatility, get to work with clients and build something of true value.
Yeah, and it's such a great thing. Yeah, it really is, and it's something that you really can feel good about and feel like you really made a contribution. I mean, I just wonder about my great great grandfather from Russia, if he knew one day that those coins would be a conversation topic. And here he is rushing to get out of Russia. No alliterative pun intended, and risking his life, and probably had maybe 20 of those coins. And, they helped him start a new life here in America, and he passed them down. And, it's personal history as well. And it's very, it's touching, it's emotional, and it's special. And everyone should be thinking like this, Yes,
I hear you.
So anyway, Barry, just tell us your websites. You have that special website that everybody should be looking at, checking the price of gold multiple times a day if you're as obsessed as I am, right?
How about in the middle of the night? I mean, that's one part.
Well, if you're
you can't do anything, but actually you can make a trade. But our website is Mint State Gold, mintstategold.com. It's updated. The daily blog's updated every day. The weekly market report goes out. It's under investor information, and obviously we show prices on everything from all the various precious metals to some of the rare coins, and many of them are changed. The bullion coins are changed with the price of gold, silver, platinum, palladium. Any of the prices, it's an e-commerce site. The prices are constantly changing with the market. So it's a lot of information, a lot of articles, many articles that come out that not necessarily I write, but I find interesting. We put up at least a couple articles a week. So there's a lot of interesting information about what's happening in China that affects the precious metal markets, what's happening out of Europe, around the world, what the reports are in terms of supply, demand on the physical side, and they're all put up there. So it's a lot of information. We have a lot of people that spend literally, 30 minutes to an hour just on the website reading articles and getting updated on pricing and trying to find out what's going on. So it's a website that has a lot of attention. It's mintstategold.com, and you can always email me if you have a question about something, and I'll be more than happy to answer emails. I answer emails up to about 2 a.m. LA time. So
hey, that's great. Hey, and
in the markets.
For sure. And take a walk over to financialsurvivalnetwork.com. We've got the link to Barry's site there. Also sign up for our newsletter. We've got articles from literally dozens of websites all over the place. Headlines you're just not going to find on CNBC, on the New York Times, or any other of the mainstream sites. And man,